It was a bustling morning in the city. Emma weaved through the crowded sidewalks, her heart pounding as she glanced at the time on her phone. Today was the day, her interview at one of the top marketing firms. She had spent weeks preparing, visualizing this moment. But now, as she hurried toward the building, a wave of anxiety washed over her. This was her chance to launch the career she had always dreamed of. Just as she picked up her pace, something caught her eye, an elderly man struggling with a heavy suitcase near the curb. People passed him by without a second glance. Emma hesitated for a split second, then instinctively rushed to his side. "Let me help you with that," she said, grasping the handle and lifting the suitcase onto the sidewalk. The man smiled warmly. "Thank you, young lady. Not many people stop to help these days." Emma returned the smile, feeling a small sense of warmth amid her nervous energy. "You've been traveling a lot?" she asked, noting the travel tags on the suitcase. "Always on the move," he chuckled. "But enough about me. You look like you have somewhere important to be." Emma suddenly remembered the time. Her stomach twisted. "Oh no, I have an interview. I have to run." The man gave her an understanding nod. "Good luck," he said simply. With that, she dashed off, her heart pounding harder now for a different reason. She arrived at the firm's office, breathless, only to find the receptionist standing outside the closed conference room door. "I'm so sorry I'm late. Can I still go in?" Emma pleaded. The receptionist gave her an apologetic smile. "I'm afraid the interviews are over for today." Emma felt her stomach drop. This was it. The opportunity she had worked so hard for gone. She numbly walked outside, finding a quiet bench to sit on. Pulling out her phone, she texted her best friend, hands trembling. "I missed it. I ruined everything." Regret gnawed at her. If only I had kept walking. If only I hadn't stopped to help that man. She sighed, closing her eyes as disappointment settled over her like a heavy weight. Then her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. She frowned and opened it. "Thank you again for your kindness earlier. By the way, how did your interview go?" "Sundar Pichai." Emma's breath hitched. Sundar Pichai? The CEO of Google? Her mind raced, struggling to process what she was seeing. With shaking fingers, she replied, "I actually missed it. I was late because I stopped to help you." Seconds later, a reply came. "I'm truly sorry for that. Let me make it up to you. Would you like to meet for coffee and tell me about your career goals?" Emma stared at her screen, stunned. This couldn't be real. But something inside her whispered. This was an opportunity she couldn't ignore. A few days later, Emma found herself walking through the sleek glass doors of Google's headquarters, still unable to believe this was happening. Sundar Pichai greeted her with a warm handshake, his demeanor humble and approachable despite his towering success. They talked about her passion for marketing, her aspirations, and her drive to make an impact. Sundar listened intently, nodding as she spoke. Then, in a moment that made her heart nearly stop, he said, "We're looking for a junior marketing strategist intern. I'd like to offer you the position." Emma's mind reeled. An internship at Google? The very place she had dreamed of, but never imagined she'd step foot in? "Yes," she blurted out before she could overthink it. Her first day at Google was surreal. The open, vibrant spaces, the innovation humming in the air. It was nothing like the rigid corporate world she had imagined. Sundar, despite his busy schedule, made time to check in on her. He encouraged her ideas, gave constructive feedback, and challenged her to think bigger. One day, in a brainstorming session, Emma pitched a bold new idea for a social media campaign. Her team was impressed, and Sundar himself took notice. "Refine it," he told her. "I think you're onto something big." Emma threw herself into the project, and weeks later, her campaign went viral. It wasn't just a success within Google. It made waves in the industry. Soon after, Sundar called her into his office. "You've done exceptional work, Emma," he said. "We'd like to offer you a full-time position." Tears pricked Emma's eyes. She had started this journey as a nervous girl who missed an interview. Now, she was being recognized for her talent in one of the biggest companies in the world. A year later, Emma stood by the window in her own office, overlooking the city skyline, the same city where everything had begun. She was no longer just another young woman chasing a dream. She was a leader in Google's marketing department, mentoring new interns and shaping campaigns that reached millions. One afternoon, Sundar called her in. "We're launching a mentorship program to help young professionals find their way in the industry. I believe you're the perfect person to lead it." Emma's heart swelled. This was it. This was the full circle moment. As she walked back to her desk, she thought about that fateful morning. The missed interview, the disappointment, the unexpected text message. And she realized something. Success isn't just about talent or ambition. Sometimes it's about kindness, about taking a chance, about being open to the unexpected. A simple act of kindness had changed her life forever. And now, she had the chance to do the same for others.